Could salt, a substance so familiar in our daily lives, transform our lives in a completely different, even spiritual way? From the tiny grains of salt used in our kitchens, this simple mineral has played a profound and significant role in numerous civilizations, religions, and ancient traditions, especially in Buddhism. Salt is not merely a physical substance used to preserve food, it is regarded as a symbol of purification and protection, a material that connects people to purity and tranquility. In Buddhism, salt symbolizes purity and is believed to repel negative energies. This is deeply reflected in Buddhist rituals practiced in temples across the world, from Asia to the United States. Monks often use salt in cleansing ceremonies to bring peace and clarity to spaces, believing that it can dispel negative influences and create a serene environment. Ancient beliefs in civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, and Rome also recognized salt as a gateway to the spiritual world, a bridge that helps individuals attain purity and inner peace. Today, we will explore the extraordinary story of salt, how something so simple can hold mystical powers and profoundly impact our lives. This video will take you on a journey to uncover the deeper value of salt, not only from a Buddhist perspective, but also through its connection with the spiritual practices of various civilizations. Imagine if salt, a seemingly ordinary substance, could truly transform the energy within your living space. What other wonders might life hold that we have yet to discover? Through this video, you'll not only learn about the spiritual significance of salt, but also discover how to incorporate it into your daily life. To do this, we'll delve into ancient traditions and connect them with modern practices, enabling you to easily harness the power of salt in your home to foster serenity and inner tranquility. Are you ready to unveil the secrets behind these tiny grains of salt and see how they can become a sacred part of your journey toward peace and purity? Salt, often thought of as a simple seasoning, holds immense value in the history of civilizations. From ancient Egypt and Rome to China, salt has been used not only to preserve food, but also as white gold, a priceless commodity with purifying, protective, and spiritual significance. The importance of salt spans cultures and religions from east to west, underscoring its profound spiritual connection to human life. In ancient Egypt, salt was an indispensable element in the mummification process, a deeply spiritual practice. The Egyptians believed that a well-preserved body ensured the eternal life of the soul, and salt served as the sacred medium to maintain purity and protect the body from decay. Salt, in this context, was seen as a bridge between life and death, a symbol of immortality. In their worldview, the use of salt was not merely technical, but also a spiritual act, guiding the soul on its journey to the afterlife. In Rome, salt became white gold, with the establishment of salt roads, known as the Via Salaria, to transport salt across regions. Salt was so valuable that Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt, giving rise to the modern English word salary. For the Romans, salt was not just a material asset, but also carried spiritual meaning, symbolizing purity and protection. They believed that salt could ward off evil spirits and create peace within the home. This belief was deeply ingrained in their practices, using salt to purify spaces and safeguard their families. In ancient China, salt was considered a symbol of life and prosperity. The Chinese used salt not only to preserve food, but also as a key element in spiritual purification rituals. In many ceremonies, salt was employed to eliminate negative energies, fostering balance and harmony within living spaces. They believed salt had the ability to absorb bad energy, creating an environment conducive to growth and well-being. To them, salt was a gift from nature, representing purity and serving as a medium to connect with the divine. Similarly, in Christianity, salt carries spiritual and purifying connotations. The Bible refers to salt as an essential element of life. "You are the salt of the earth," Jesus famously proclaimed in the New Testament, implying that people must be a source of purification and bring flavor to the world. Here, salt is not merely a physical substance, but a symbol of devotion, sacrifice, and protection. In many Christian rituals, salt is used to signify loyalty and is seen as a symbol of covenant and sacred promise. In Buddhist tradition, salt holds significant importance, particularly in purification rituals. Buddhist monks often scatter salt around meditation spaces to ward off negative influences and protect the sanctity of the area. In many temples across the United States, salt is used in ceremonies for peace, energy cleansing, and spiritual protection for practitioners. It is believed that salt has the power to purify spaces and bring a sense of calm, helping individuals achieve tranquility and inner peace. In Buddhism, salt is not merely a physical substance, but a profound symbol of purification. Regarded as an emblem of purity and clarity, salt is often employed in rituals to repel malevolent forces, safeguard sacred spaces, and bring serenity to the soul. According to Buddhist principles, the spiritual realm is intricately complex, and maintaining purity within living spaces and the mind is essential for attaining enlightenment. Salt's role in Buddhism is evident in purification rituals, frequently performed in temples and shrines. Buddhist monks scatter salt around meditation areas, temple hallways, or ceremonial grounds to block negative energies and protect the space. Salt is viewed as an invisible shield that prevents harmful influences and keeps the soul tranquil, shielding it from external disturbances. This act of scattering salt is not merely a physical motion, but a mindful practice, a state of heightened awareness, where the performer concentrates on the intention of purification, fostering a pure environment both externally and internally. In Buddhist scriptures, the Buddha emphasizes the importance of protecting the spirit from external negative forces. One well-known story recounts how the Buddha taught his disciples to face evil spirits and negative energies. Rather than encouraging the use of force or anger, he highlighted the power of compassion and inner purification. It is through inner clarity and strong willpower that one can effectively shield oneself from harmful influences. The use of salt in purification rituals is prominently seen in Japanese temples. Each year, temples like Zojoji in Tokyo conduct salt purification ceremonies to prepare for the Spring Festival, one of the most significant events of the year. During these rituals, salt is scattered around temple grounds and public spaces to eliminate lingering negative energies from the previous year and create a fresh, hopeful environment for the year ahead. Traditionally, salt is not only sprinkled on the ground, but also placed in corners, entrances, and key areas of the temple to ensure no harmful energy infiltrates the sacred space. One story recounts an unusual incident at Zojoji Temple. A visitor displaying erratic behavior began disrupting others. After performing a salt purification ritual, the temple's atmosphere returned to peace, and the individual gradually calmed down. Monks believe that the ritual balanced the energy and brought tranquility to all who entered the temple. They maintain that salt has the ability to absorb, negative energies, purifying not only the physical environment, but also fostering inner peace for those who come to pray. The use of salt in Buddhist rituals is not only culturally significant, but also deeply spiritual. When Buddhists perform salt purification ceremonies, they focus not only on cleansing the surrounding space, but also on purifying the mind. This process helps practitioners let go of worries and anxieties, reaching a state of inner calm, a goal the Buddha often emphasized in his teachings. Thus, salt is more than just a material substance. It is a symbol of protection, purification, and a tool for maintaining sacred spaces where peace and compassion prevail. In Buddhist philosophy, all things possess their own energy, which can influence both our living environment and emotional state. Salt, with its unique crystalline structure and ability to absorb negative energies, has long been considered a tool for spiritual purification. According to Buddhist teachings, salt functions not only on a physical level, but also energetically, absorbing harmful vibrations and purifying spaces to create a serene and peaceful atmosphere. For this reason, salt is often used in rituals to release negative energy and maintain inner and outer harmony. One particularly fascinating aspect of salt is its crystalline structure. Salt crystals feature a perfectly geometric arrangement, referred to as sacred geometry, symbolizing the harmony and order of the universe. Under a microscope, salt crystals reveal a tiny yet powerful world of natural beauty. This arrangement is not only aesthetically striking, but also spiritually significant, regarded by Buddhist scholars as a manifestation of ultimate purity. It is believed that the sacred geometry within salt's crystalline structure resonates with the pure frequencies of the universe, creating an invisible shield around spaces. This explains why many people use salt in purification rituals to dispel negative energy and restore balance to their lives. In Feng Shui and spiritual practices, placing a saltwater glass in sacred corners of the house is believed to balance energy and protect the living space from negative influences. According to Buddhist philosophy, every home has sacred corners where energy naturally accumulates or shifts. To maximize salt's cleansing properties, one can place a glass of salt water in the corners of the house or areas prone to tension and conflict. When positioned in these spaces, salt not only absorbs negative energy but also amplifies positive vibrations, fostering a harmonious and tranquil environment aligned with Buddhism's philosophy of peaceful living. Consider the story of Camila, a mother living in California, USA. With 2 young children, Camila often felt overwhelmed by family conflicts and work stress. Sensing that her home had become tense and unharmonious, she sought solutions and discovered the practice of using salt for energy cleansing. Camila decided to place a glass of salt water in the corner of her living room, where her family often gathered. Each evening before bed, she spent a few quiet moments near the saltwater glass, focusing on her breath and feeling the peaceful energy gradually spreading throughout her home. After a week, Camila noticed a significant shift. The atmosphere in her home felt lighter, and family conversations became more pleasant and less tense. She felt a renewed sense of peace, realizing that such a simple act had brought harmony into her living space. To her, the saltwater glass was not merely a cleansing tool, but a symbol of serenity and respect for nature. In Buddhism, this reflects the principle that purifying energy starts not only in the physical environment, but also within one's own soul. Thus, salt serves not only as a tool for cleansing physical energy, but also as a representation of spiritual purity. Consistently and mindfully using salt to purify one's living space can deepen one's connection to the universe's positive energy. This practice creates a tranquil environment where family members can find peace and understanding with one another. For decades, scientists have studied the effects of negative ions on mental and physical health, with salt, particularly Himalayan salt, emerging as a natural source of these beneficial ions. Negative ions are negatively charged molecules commonly found in fresh environments like waterfalls, beaches, and lush forests. Research indicates that these ions can enhance mental well-being, reduce stress and anxiety, and even alleviate symptoms of depression. This explains why spending time in natural settings often brings feelings of relaxation and comfort. In various studies, scientists have observed that exposure to negative ion-rich environments tends to improve psychological well-being and emotional balance. For instance, research by Dr. Clarence Hansen in the 1930s revealed that negative ions could boost serotonin levels in the brain, a neurotransmitter essential for regulating mood and fostering happiness. As such, the negative ions emitted by salt not only purify the air, but also create a mental uplift, helping individuals feel calm and energized. For those who meditate and seek tranquility, this effect is especially beneficial, aiding them in achieving deeper states of peace. Himalayan salt lamps are a popular example of utilizing salt to generate negative ions in living spaces. These lamps, crafted from natural salt blocks mined from the Himalayas, emit a warm, pinkish-orange glow that fosters a sense of calm. When heated by the lamp's internal bulb, the salt releases negative ions into the air, reducing dust, allergens, and pollutants. Himalayan salt lamps serve not only as aesthetically pleasing decor, but also as tools for meditation and mental purification, particularly valuable for those who require a serene environment for mindfulness or concentration. In Buddhism, peace is achieved not only by removing external stresses, but also by cleansing the soul, letting go of negative thoughts, and training the mind to reach a state of serenity. When negative ions from salt cleanse the air and promote relaxation, they indirectly support Buddhist practitioners in attaining inner peace more effortlessly. During meditation sessions, placing a Himalayan salt lamp in the room not only provides gentle lighting, but also harmonizes the energy, eliminating distractions and enabling practitioners to achieve deeper focus and awareness. Negative ions calm mental turbulence, facilitating greater concentration and aiding practitioners in their journey of purification and self-discovery. When we meditate in a space filled with negative ions, we experience not only external quietude, but also internal balance. According to Buddhist teachings, inner silence and mental purity are vital for attaining enlightenment. Negative ions from Himalayan salt aid meditators by creating an ideal environment for centering the mind and exploring the self. In this stillness, worries and anxieties dissolve, and practitioners feel closer to the tranquil state of the Buddha. This explains why monks and Buddhist practitioners in the United States increasingly incorporate Himalayan salt lamps into their meditation spaces, viewing them as symbols of purity and connection to positive energy. Thus, negative ions are not merely a scientific phenomenon, but also carry profound spiritual significance. The presence of salt and negative ions in a space not only purifies the air, but also cleanses the mind, bringing a sense of peace and creating favorable conditions for spiritual practice. In the spirit of Buddhism, negative ions from salt act as a quiet companion, helping us achieve stillness and opening the door to a tranquil inner state. Can a simple glass of salt water transform our living space and mood? For those who follow Buddhist philosophy, salt is not just a physical substance, but also a powerful tool to cleanse negative energy, bringing peace and balance. To implement this purification method, start by preparing a clear glass and a quantity of sea salt or pure Himalayan salt. Using a clear glass not only enhances purity, but also allows you to observe changes in the salt water throughout the cleansing process. This practice fosters a deeper connection with the purifying energy of salt. Once you have prepared the salt water, the next step is to choose its placement for effective energy purification. Both feng shui and Buddhist teachings suggest that certain areas in the living space tend to accumulate energy and can become heavy, especially in places where tension or conflicts are frequent. Selecting a quiet, less trafficked corner in your home allows the salt water to perform its cleansing task most effectively. When you have identified a suitable spot, place the glass of salt water there with a peaceful heart and mindfulness. Recognize that this small act is the first step toward creating a harmonious and positive living environment. While placing the glass, focus on your breath and keep your mind calm, free from worries or stress. In the Buddhist spirit, every action should be performed with sincerity and focus, as mindfulness brings about positive energy. As you set down the glass, visualize it absorbing all the negative energy in your living space while radiating pure and serene light throughout your home. This is a moment to feel inner peace and connect with nature and your true self. After 24 hours, observe the salt water to perceive the transformation of energy in your space. If the water remains clear, it indicates that your living space has been purified and reached a state of tranquility. However, if the water appears cloudy or discolored, it may suggest lingering negative energy that needs further cleansing. Consistency and patience in repeating this method are essential for achieving the best results. The story of Alex, a Buddhist living in New York, offers a compelling testament to the effectiveness of salt purification. As a business professional, Alex often experienced high levels of stress and pressure in his daily life. He shared that whenever he returned home, his living space felt heavy and oppressive, as if the burdens of work had followed him. After learning about the salt purification method, Alex decided to try it. He prepared a simple glass of salt water and placed it in the corner of his living room where he felt the most negative energy. Every morning and evening, Alex spent a few moments in front of the glass, focusing on his breath and setting the intention that the salt water would absorb his worries, helping him find peace. After a week of persistence, Alex noticed that not only his living space, but also his mind felt lighter. The fatigue and anxiety seemed to dissipate, and he found himself infused with more positive energy to face life's challenges. For Alex, the glass of salt became more than a cleansing tool. It symbolized peace and liberation. This method helped him create a healthy living environment where he could find calm and serenity. According to Buddhist philosophy, purification occurs not only in external spaces, but also within the soul, guiding us toward tranquility and clarity. When we turn to salt purification methods for our living spaces, we should not expect instant results, but embrace patience and consistency throughout the process. In the Buddhist spirit, every action requires mindfulness, sincerity, and perseverance, as positive changes often unfold gradually. Using salt to purify spaces is a powerful support, but the most critical aspect is cleansing the soul from within. True peace arises not only from external surroundings, but also from the serenity cultivated in our hearts. The calmer the soul, the lighter and more harmonious the living space becomes. In daily life, using salt scientifically and spiritually can bring the harmony and balance we need. You can incorporate salt purification as a regular practice, such as during weekends, to remove accumulated negative energy in your home. Place a glass of salt water in a room corner that feels heavy, and spend a few minutes sitting nearby, focusing on your breath and setting an intention to cleanse the space. Imagine the salt absorbing all negative emotions, worries, and stress, returning a pure and peaceful environment to you. Additionally, consider placing a Himalayan salt lamp in your bedroom or workspace to maintain a natural source of negative ions, helping to balance energy and create a calming, soothing atmosphere. When we reflect, salt has demonstrated its value not only from a scientific perspective, but also through its spiritual significance. The power of salt lies in its ability to purify and protect, helping us create a harmonious living space while supporting our journey toward inner peace. Using salt in cleansing rituals or to purify spaces is a way to honor and preserve the spiritual essence of everyday life. Think of salt as a sacred companion, ever present to help us maintain balance, tirelessly working to bring harmony and tranquility. Salt not only cleanses the air but also purifies the inner turmoil within us, reminding us that true serenity must arise from within, through mindfulness and patience in all that we do. With its quiet yet steadfast service, salt has become an indispensable part of both our spiritual and everyday lives. As the meditation masters have taught, when we perform even the smallest actions with sincerity and mindfulness, each grain of salt becomes a symbol of purity and a bridge connecting us to the universe.